What's up, family? Peace, light, and love. It is me, Shakesha, back in the house again. You are here for the Sirius Cypher. And thus far, I got Miss Kayla King, also known as the Astralnaut Warrior, in the house. And we got Priestess Arniedra, the gift in the house, who just popped in. So we're gonna check in with them and see what's going on. And hold up. Ladies, how you doing today? Well, we gonna let Priestess Arniedra get situated. I think you still muted, sis, but go ahead, Astronaut Warrior.
Oh, I'm so excited to be with the Soul Fam and talk, all things that we talk about. Mm-hmm. Especially with all the shifts we got going on, it's just the perfect topic.
Oh my goodness. I know. I'm super excited. I am super excited. Priestess, the gift in the house over here. How are you, love?
I'm great. I just have to stop and I'm usually still at work, but today I was like, I'm just gonna call in while I'm driving because I just need to check in.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah.
Oh, peace and love. God is Ra in the house. How are you, love? Love. Well, you get situated because Goddess Rock, she came in here and spirit had placed it in her to deal with this parallel reality dimension type of situation here. And this is just so on time, like Kayla talked about with the way this energy is looking and whatnot. So I am excited to get it cracking. So Goddess Rob, whenever you get situated, definitely check in, say what's up to the family out here in the house. Oh, there you go.
There I am. Hello, everyone.
What's up? Oh my goodness. Yeah.
What's going on? How's everyone feeling?
Good.
I'm feeling good. I'm slightly buzzed. Y'all know it's 420, slightly buzzed. However, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the house. I'm feeling good. This energy on this eclipse has just been the shit for me thus far because I'm gonna tell y'all something. I was feeling kind of wonky a minute there, but that energy from that eclipse, it shifted in and everything. And I'm so excited to have Astronaut Warrior because I'm sitting up here thinking I'm putting her on with some shit in what this energy is looking like in astrology. But we got another astrology head up in here. And this is exciting to me. Yes.
I did not even know what the eclipse was in today, so I'm pretty sure you know more about the energy right now. All right.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. We got a priestess. We got a couple of other priestesses up in this house that may not know astrology, but they show enough know energy.
No,
you know what I'm saying? And so this is why we get in here and we put, you know what I'm saying, all of our shit in here together because we all looking at this from different perspectives. I'm super excited. We got this new moon in Aries, and this eclipse was a special one, y'all, because it was hybrid. And when an eclipse is hybrid, that's like when it's merging into two different signs. So on this particular eclipse, it was started off in Aries. So it was at 29.5 degrees and a half. What does that mean, Shakesha? It was real close to being Taurus. That's what that shit means at the very end of the day. And when it was so razor thin close to being the Taurus, we still was in that energy. So that energy where that sun eclipse, it hit us whoosh, right? And then we shifted, boom, over into this grounded and this fixed energy of Taurus. And this right here is just like a powerful combination to really get shit cracking. We got this boss energy that's coming up in here from this Aries vibration, right? Meeting up with this Taurus energy that's about that business when they get on track with something. Trust me when I tell you, so driven, so motivated. This is that energy that's really going to assist you in making shit happen for yourself because Taurus rules the house where your money's at. You know what I'm saying? So this is definitely an opportunity to start really getting in alignment. And I'm so excited to be talking about the realms. Anybody else got something to say about how they experiencing this energy? Because I got to tell you, hold up, because I can ramble on. So you know what I'm saying? Please interrupt me. But I'm gonna tell you, this energy where we shifted into Taurus, see, our nodes are in Taurus right now. We shifted from into the so our north node is in Taurus, and we shifted more into this whole energy, this whole vibration, from being on this whole like material end and everything, and more looking at our values and things that's really important to us. And Taurus kind of rocks with that. But on the lower vibrating end, it can also step into the realm of materialism. We go focus on making sure we standing on our square with our values, because I likes material shits, but I'm not going to compromise the values with it. This is a time for us to really be in tune with the star player within us. This Aries energy is going to really help to assist us get rid of a lot of naysayers, player haters, so we can show our ass to the beast in these streets. Who's the beast, y'all say?
Love that, honey.
All right. The beast is that player hater, the compromise, the go along to get along energy. Get rid of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's definitely helping us rock with it. So I'm super excited. But then y'all know tomorrow Mercury goes into retrograde. So, a lot of people get concerned about that, but I want you to know, I was listening to this beautiful sister. I think her name is Queen Poe or something like that. I just got hip to her not too long ago, right?
Oh, me too. Yes.
Yeah. Ain't she dope? I love
her.
Right?
Yes.
And she said something that was real powerful. It resonated. She said, remember, Mercury retrograde is an illusion. It gives us this illusion of the planet moving backwards, but it's actually not moving backwards. Right. So when you looking with this energy of Mercury retrograde, where they talk about like miscommunications and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Travel plans not falling through and all of that shit that's going haywire and that's going wrong and everything. Mercury retrograde also, deals with like the realm of the mind, because Mercury is about the thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Communication. It holds over that whole realm, right? But see, that's where that player hater, that naysayer resides at. And so when you in your head and you thinking you can't do it, or that imposter syndrome and all of that other shit, that Mercury retrograde energy is here to remind you that that shit's an illusion. So when that shit comes up, this gives us an opportunity to really be able to check that shit and navigate it a lot better. The grounded energy of Taurus can assist us in doing that. But all depending on how you work it, you can also do some shit to really fuck yourself around at this particular point in time. You know what I'm saying? With Taurus energy, because we get into the vibration of overindulgence. So we definitely want to watch that. And then petty squabble. We really got to watch out for that particular bullshit too. So, it's an exciting time right now. 420 day, y'all. I got some weed water.
No, you don't. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Apparently.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
They have everything.
They got everything.
Everything under the sun.
Everything under the sun. Yeah. I said, well, if I take a sip of that, I'm gonna do that with respect, because I don't know what that'll look like.
Right.
Let us see.
It hits differently.
Absolutely, without a doubt. But I was enjoying it. I was watching the news and they was talking about what the day was, and then this dude walked past like, well, this is Bob Marley's birthday, and so everybody is celebrating it to smoke weed. And I'm like, Bob Marley's energy is not Aries. You know what I'm saying? And looked into it, found out that was Aquarius. He was born in February. That was bullshit. Fake news.
I was about to say, yeah.
I cannot.
Why people want to play that game.
That's those illusions. Those
Right,
illusions.
right. 420 came about from some cats that used to want to link up in the 70s at 420 after school to go smoke a doob or two. So, you know what I'm saying? And 420 was something that sticks, apparently. That's what the word in the
and it's someone else's birthday, very known. But it's like, what reality do you want to be in? You know what I mean? And not his birthday.
Whose birthday?
Hitler's.
What?
You are so right. You are so right. You are so right.
You know what? And that's yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That Aries Taurus, you know what I'm saying?
That's true. I wonder what his chart looks like. We gotta go into that one day. But yeah.
I know. I think, did we look at that shit? But yeah, that'll be deep. Yeah. I was just saying, like, ooh, I'm gonna pull Bob Marley's chart for fun. So, you know. Since they brought it, I mean, since it was brought up and all, and you know, yeah, you know, felt like I might as well go all the way and do all of that. Did y'all hear about the boy that was killed by the 80-year-old man? Yeah, that was unfortunate. So I want to definitely send love and light out to his family. That is so fucked up, and an unfortunate and twisted example of how this energy looks when it's vibrating low. You know, with that whole jumping the gun, aggressive energy of Aries meeting that stubborn, in my way mentality. I'm firm on my square energy of Taurus, vibrating low. And, you know, unfortunate. So anyway, on to a whole nother dimension, shall we? When we talk about this whole thing, Goddess Ra.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, let me ask you first before we get in. Tell us what made you want to discuss the parallel realities and dimensions and what?
You know, I mean, it was just conversations that I have, and sometimes like we would talk about a different dimension, or what was it, a different dimension, or was it a past life? So it was just started becoming a question and you know, something of interest. So, you know, that's about it. That was the only reason. Yeah.
I don't know if you all have like been seeing this, but this has been just coming to me a lot. Is Spider-Man, the image. So everywhere, you know, I have kids and I work with kids, and everybody's wearing Spider-Man, but it's not like the latest movie. It's not the latest cartoon, none of that. So it's very interesting that I tap in today, and then that's what you're talking about. Because I literally, it might have been today or yesterday, because, you know, days kind of go together, where I was like, okay, so what is this saying about these different dimensions in the Spideyverse and all of those things? And so why are all the kids wearing the image of Spider-Man? It's not, there's no faces, it's just the image, or it's just the logo, the spider. So, you know, and my 1-year-old, who will be 2 May 11th,
my goodness,
birthday,
time flies.
He is obsessed. Yeah, he's obsessed with Spider-Man. He knows nothing about Spider-Man.
Oh wow.
So yeah, that is very interesting about the parallel universes.
Absolutely. So, wow. You know, I had to go back and pull my spirit animal card, my spirit animal guide book, and it helps, you know, get an idea what that energy looks like. It's funny that you said that, because I was noticing that there was a great big ass white spider at my window. It was on the outside of my window, right? I'm like, what the hell? A white spider. This, you know, I saw a white spider a couple of years ago, and you know, I'm just like, I'm hoping that's a positive omen, you know.
And they look like this, kind of like with butts at the top.
Yes.
Those are invasive spiders from, I want to, don't even quote me on this, because I know we've been from Asia somewhere. They're invasive, and they like to get inside of the covers and pinch and bite. Yeah, I was seeing those spiders too. That's the only reason why I know what you're talking about, because I looked it up.
Remember, I don't know if you remember when we was in the Priestess a couple of years ago. That's when I seen that white spider, and I thought I had bed bugs. Remember, I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad. I sprayed all around that window because he was on the outside, but I sprayed all
like, don't come in.
Holy shit. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Hold up. And so then when I was ready and I was going to do a ritual, and I like to set up like all of my candles and shit like that, like in my fireplace and everything, right? And in my fireplace, there was this big ass black spider. It was dead though, thank goodness, but so you bringing up that spider, it says if the spider shows up, there's an opportunity to access your deepest wisdom and assimilate it so that it becomes part of your daily living. Beware of any potential traps or ruses that you're tempted to get involved in. And rather than staying stuck in this apparent impasse, open your mind to the infinite numbers of possibilities that are before you. Don't limit yourself to the mundane world, but instead be willing to explore other dimensions and realities. It's time to creatively and without limits of tradition or habits, start allowing yourself to be inspired by nature.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay.
That's gangster. That is gangster.
Yep.
That is gangster. And this is so on time. I went out and I had to get out here and get in me some nature today, because I'm gonna tell y'all, I've been kind of, up in the house for a little bit and everything. And it felt so good. And it was weird because we were seeing like all types of animals and wildlife that typically we don't see. Like we saw a nest of snakes, and the previous week, Aquarius moon was having like a lot of snake dreams and everything. I myself had a snake dream. As a matter of fact, I had a vision of a spider when I first woke up in the morning. And I taught, so there's that. So, that spider energy is definitely going down,
Yeah, they're impressive though. I mean, especially the fact that it's like a spider is its home. Like if the web gets knocked down, it just builds a new one. So
those spiders, the white spiders, don't make webs.
The white ones don't.
Those white ones that you're seeing,
where they live at?
They like to get like in things.
Oh God.
Yes, look it up. Yeah, I'm telling you, I was seeing those spiders too, and I'm like, what is this? They will make one to come back, like like webs that you usually see a spider living on. No, they'll use their webs to descend down. I watched them. I'm like, what is this? Because I live around a whole bunch of woods and things like that. And when you're talking about like the animals, the birds have been so loud. They've been waking me up in the morning.
Wow.
Like, get up, the sun's up, girl, get up. It's time to get up. And I'm like, oh my God, if y'all don't be quiet. Yes.
Message.
Yeah. Birds have been in effect, y'all. In effect. And I don't know what the hell, like I do live in the city, but somebody thought it was a good idea to buy a rooster. And that rooster, is not limited to just sunrise, Yeah. I'm wondering if there's something that's off with that. Like, aren't they supposed to only be like wired to like sunrise? And for this rooster to be crowing, outside of, the sun up, sun down perimeter or whatever that's supposed to be.
Is that the rooster?
He's from a different
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I thought I heard the rooster. Was it going on just now?
No, I didn't hear him.
Okay,
if he did, I missed it. Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's a possibility. I missed it.
It got an ugly sound. Rooster's like struggling.
Yes.
Yes, I hear it.
What the fuck? It don't wake me up in the morning because well, lately, I got to really do better. But typically I usually wake up before the sun, but these days not so much. But But it's definitely been going down on this thing with this dimensions, this realms and reality, like this right here. See, I wasn't really sure what the hell that meant when Goddess Rock talked about that. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what that is for sure, but I'm here for it. You know. And I started looking into it and everything, and I started realizing, like, this is the work that we do, where we set intentions so that we can create a different reality. So this is all about how we set. I would sit back, like the book that I wrote, Holistic Appeal, and when I talk about is getting in alignment and all of this shit. You know what I should have did? I should remarket this book as the quantum reality acceleration process. That's what.
There you go. Let's get it.
Off the shelf. Fly off the shelf. Yeah.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
But being in frequency, being in alignment, like I'm gonna tell you something. One of the things that I think Nikola Tesla has really helped me along my journey, really talking about, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, then understand energy, frequency, and vibration. And once you know what that's all about, what we got right there? What we got there?
My Inventions by Nikola Tesla. I love him. And then
look at the spider. Look at the spider web on it. You got a spider web on it.
And then the problem of increasing human energy. Yeah. Yeah. Because he was having visions too. He was definitely in tune with himself.
I saw 3 Teslas the other day. They were 3 of them. They were the same models within a minute of each other. The first one was white, and then there was a gray one, and then another white one. They all passed me, and I say, you know what, 369, I need to go and research Nikola Tesla again.
Ooh, yeah, that's gangster. Yeah, definitely. You know, I would definitely study Nikola Tesla, man, with that whole action. You know, when you started talking about the vehicles, the Tesla and everything, it really got me into thinking about how, you know, so many people are concerned about the artificial intelligence conundrum, right? That artificial intelligence is going to boot us out, and we're going to have a whole matrix type of situation going on this particular realm. What are you guys' thoughts about this thing with AI?
I'm in love with it. I feel like you get with it, or you know, or it'll get against you. You might as well ride the wave, you know. And we know how to use it. I think it's different with having using it without a spiritual understanding of the fact that there are just parts of us that cannot be replicated. You know. But it is a really great tool, you know. And just like even just talking about Tesla, you know, it's like his inventions, everything he created was intentionally timeless, right? Like it's of the future already, you know. So yeah, no, I'm with it. I think it's gonna assist us in certain ways, you know, and get people to think more about what can't be replicated. Like if you can have AI to do everything, there are still certain things you can't have it to do, and maybe we should show more value to those things, like your third eye, okay, because it doesn't have that, you know. So I think it's going to be helpful in that way.
Okay.
It just depends on how people take it. I mean, some people have, like, you know, visions of it, like Elon Musk, right? He wants to do the brain implants. Yeah, no, you know, I want to be participating in that one, right?
Oh, wow. But, shit.
A Neuralink, you know, which I don't know. It's kind of got a sci-fi feel, you know, to track certain things, to see what you see. I mean, Tesla kind of talked about that a bit too, thinking that you could create like a device where pretty much everything he was seeing, because he would get visions before he would create certain things, right? And even just visions of the past. And he was thinking, wow, if I'm seeing it the way I'm seeing it, and it was kind of like a hologram projection, the way he described it, then a device could be made to sort of record this. You know what I mean? that was his thinking. And I do think people are going to get to the point where they want things like that, but past, present, future, all happening at once. So.
Yeah. Anybody else got some thoughts on this whole thing with this artificial intelligence?
You know, I don't like when they cross the line with trying to impose it on people. Let the ones who want to use it. The ones who want nothing to do with it, leave them alone. Right. I don't like them trying to, you know, basically invade my body. So let me do what I want to do to my body, and, you know, let the people who want to, just like with plastic surgeries and things, that's artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
You know, so some people want to look like Barbie doll and some people don't want to, but don't impose it on me. Now, if you're using it to better our way of life or things like that, I'm with it. But when you're using it as force towards people, so here's the thing: when you have a person behind it with ill will, that's when I don't want it around.
Right.
And that's what we have to really look at, is that they're never going to be in the right hands. It's always going to be used against the people in the wrong way. And that's why I don't like it. I like it for how it could better, but okay. You know, it's just like when you had the industrial phase and stage where they were putting all the different you know, what's the word? You know, factories and things. That was a machine back then. You know, the train, that was a machine back then, but there wasn't ill will behind it. So that's where I get nervous with it. So who is going to be in control of it, and what are they going to use it for?
Right.
So if I'm willingly controlling my own thoughts, if I'm willingly putting my consciousness in a device that I want to save and pass it to my great grandkids and say, this is what grandma was thinking, okay, let me do it. But don't force and don't pull things from me, and don't use it to hurt me or to forcefully say, we want this from this certain group of people, so therefore they're not going to have a choice. We're going to take it. That's when I got a problem.
Absolutely. Goddess Ra, did you have something you wanted to say?
No, not really. You know, I was thinking about the movie. What was the Will Smith movie when they had the robots that started to attack and go against the humans?
Yeah.
Old movie. I think it came out in the 90s.
Right, or the early 2000s. I know what you're talking about. I forgot. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forgot what the hell that's called. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I can't recall it.
You know what? My thoughts on this AI thing. I think that I remember many years ago, I took an anthropology class, and one of the professors wanted us to read this book called Biotech Central. You know, I opted to not read that book at the time, which I really regret that choice, right? And just take the class and take the anthropology exam. I was good with that. Peace, brother Dante. However, fast forward like about 15, almost 20 years later, you know, I have found that book on Amazon and went ahead and ordered that. So I'm definitely bringing that to my to-do list. And part of the things that Jeremy Rifkin in this book was talking about, from what my understanding is, from where I'm recalling, is that we have all of this technology to advance us forward, to manipulate cells, to change organisms and so forth. But do we have the moral compass to really do the right things with it, and how we could take that and abuse it? And as I started seeing technology advance, this is when I get this hindsight that I probably should have fucking read the book, right? But you know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? However, iRobot, that's what that was. Thank you, Kayla. Oh,
yeah.
Yes, absolutely. That's what it was. But you know, so that, you know, but what I do notice, like with Priestess Arniedra was talking about their ill will, their ill intentions. We look at how they operating right now, like with social media, and they clocking the algorithms and shit like that, trying to make it seem like it's almost intuitive technology and shit like that, right? And I think in my personal opinion, that shit is all done by design, because they want all of this shit to be readily available for you so that it can diminish your intuition. One of the things that we got to know, because this can be a really helpful ally on our journey and how we navigate these streets in life, especially the way that it looks like our currency is working like that. It's looking like we gonna need to really be more tech savvy at this point in time and everything. But what we have to do is we have to really start building that discipline within ourselves. This is the way that I see it. Because if we don't, like, I was listening to this young kid talking on YouTube. I think this was Black Dot's kid. They got the little father-son news podcast, right? And he was talking about how he can't set his phone down for an hour. And see, this is part of where, you know what I'm saying? See, this is how we end up in a space we don't want to be in and end up letting some other shit control our life. When we so dependent on some shit that we can't set it the fuck down and walk out of a room, we can't go without that technology for a few hours. Like, what is going on in our lives where I seen this dude, like, he holding up traffic, checking his fucking social media status. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? But this is the dimension. We have shifted into a completely distracted dimension right about now, you know? And I think that we have the power to change what that looks like. You know, we can make it look like we completely allowing robots to control our lives. We let somebody else, Joe and Kamala, whoever the fuck, take the wheel in our life while we just sit back and coast. Or we can really start taking authority over that situation and utilizing this technology so that it can really serve us. Like, it's like we got a choice in these streets, you know?
Yeah.
Create our own universe,
because,
right?
You know, yes. And that's what's happening. People are living multiple lives at one time on that phone, in like your current reality, what you see and touch and feel. But where is the mind though? But what I was going to say was, hell, I'm AI, you know, so I just need to upgrade myself to keep up with AI, you know. So as they continue to upgrade, you know, technology, I'm gonna upgrade my internal technology, because you can't tell me that that's not as good as what they're trying to create, because therefore if they're creating it, then I know I'm better than that because somebody created it.
Right.
So, you know, that's really what's most important, is to not forget that.
Yeah, great. Y'all see that movie? I forgot, what was his name? Jordan Peele, where it was like the shadow version of these people came to surface and took over their life.
Yes.
I forgot what that was.
It was like, look,
was it Us?
there, what is it called? Us.
I think it was Us.
Yeah.
Was it Us?
An upside down world. Do y'all think some shit like that could be possible?
I was thinking about it recently, actually, and it was kind of crazy because I was like, why did that scene come to mind? Because they had some pretty, like, you know, just like the other movie you had with the whole teacup thing. I was like, done. All right, permanently in the contract.
Yeah.
And that's how it was with the scene of, like, one of the girls, the main character, she was like, it was a little girl, I think, she was dancing in one of the dimensions, and then because she was like switched, right? And then on the top, she was like, you know, pretty much numb, right? Because like everything, basically, I take that as, okay, in subconscious, she's living the reality she should be, but she's not present physically, right? So it could definitely turn into some stuff like that. You know what I mean? Plus, it's like parallel dimensions and realities. I feel like that's inherently a distracting thing. Like, if we're talking about past, present, and future happening all at once, like, a lot of people can misunderstand what that is and definitely get swept away in the current. So it's kind of just like, how do you ground yourself or have that focus, like you were saying, being intentional? Because I think that's what would help in tuning in to the highest timeline available for you, because that's probably what's most important in that, while still recognizing when others appear, you know, just like you're at work or something, you vibes high, okay, you just cleanse, whatever, and somebody's having a real bad day, and you can tell that it's not the type of bad day like I want to vent, it's the type of bad day like, feel this with me. And you in that moment have to choose, am I tuning in, or am I going to stay in my current, you know, in my flow, you know, throw some high vibrational things there, you know, they can receive it. And if not, woo, I gotta stay in my reality. And that is what I see like daily with people. And even in our conversation about AI, both exist. It's a blessing and a curse. And that's always how our dimension has been, right? Polarity and duality. That's like always how it's gonna be. But now it's a bit more complicated because everything is just manifesting faster, you know? And so it's kind of just like, yeah, there could be a whole train wreck near you. And then also somebody's having the best day of their life. Like that is going to be a little bit crazy to process, you know? So it's kind of like having that, that self-awareness of what's happening, which AI couldn't replicate. You know what I mean? Like having the awareness that, okay, this is coming from a past life. No, AI can't do that. AI doesn't have past lives. AI, you know, like, so you can only replicate so much. Plus, I think that where's the boundary between like logic and intuition? AI is logic. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have an intuition. I'm sure we can do our best, but like it doesn't have that. So I think that the whole, like the high vibrational point of it is the people that are using it, like, and making it. And plus a lot of us, like you're saying, if we're getting into the technology and we're guided that way, we're about to be into quantum physics, we're the creators. You know, like, if we're being guided to do it, it's our creation, which will have boundaries. You know, just like Tesla, who definitely had a spiritual side to him, you know. I won't like call him a spiritualist or religious or anything because he didn't directly say that. But he definitely was having visions. He was in tune with something. And his creations, he didn't get a lot of credit for half of them, right? But when he made it, he said he didn't need that. And he also said he would have been a part of the future. So it's like he was aware of like, this is good. This will also be used for evil, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, it's crazy that you were talking about like how this time is spending up or speeding up. And I've been hearing that and I've been experiencing that. Does anybody have any idea how so? How that's so?
Miss Blue was talking about the planet just simply moving faster too.
Yeah.
And then I also think that with all the work that, you know, we've all done with just our frequency and knowing what to tune into, that also changes our perception of time, because time, that's all time is anyway, a perception, you know? And I don't think like, yeah, that we can track it on like, you know, the analog and see what numbers are saying. Does that really track the feeling of it? You know what I mean? So when we're tuned into, you know, you're listening to your favorite song throughout the whole day, and sonically it's producing lavender. Okay, like it's a high vibrational song. You're gonna experience time differently than if, okay, we're listening to music that's producing red all the time, or we're listening to, you know, the news all day. You know what I mean? Whatever you're tuned into, tuned into like traumatic stuff, then I think time's a lot slower. But if you're tuned into, you know, like your future or, you know, these affirmations, like things like that, I think it really picks up how we feel about it, which I think that's the true, you know, measurement of time, is how you're feeling about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, what's going on, fam? What's happening?
Hey, Dante.
Hey, how you doing? How y'all doing, everybody?
Good.
Yep. So I did want to throw 2 pennies in there.
Go ahead and do it.
As far as parallel dimension and consciousness and time speeding up. So I feel, well, I can kind of see, first of all, like I feel like in 2012, I feel like that was like a pump fake. Like that's to see how people are gonna react when we get these blasts of energy, these cosmic blasts of energy. So in Ethiopia, 2021 is 2012 for them. So I feel mentally, everyone had, you know, they caused all this panic and all this stuff to say 2012, 2000, but meanwhile, our calendar was wrong the whole time. So the whole thing that happened in 2020 that you're not supposed to say on YouTube, that was the beginning of the official door opening. because it's like they told you the door was open so they could see who's gonna do this, who's gonna turn into a superhuman. Like they want to see everybody's card, like we playing poker. Like what y'all got. Meanwhile, you know what I'm saying? They got obviously all their stuff hidden. As far as time speeding up, time, I definitely feel it's a perception. So I don't feel like the earth is necessarily spinning faster or the sun's moving. I feel as if the earth is gaining energy. So when you're having a great time, you have a lot of energy to do whatever. Like little kids, they're having a great time, they can play forever. So the earth is getting into a creative and playful stage, I feel like. So we are connected to the earth. So it seems like earth is speeding up, but really it's our perception because the earth is gaining energy. So like when you're doing something you like, time just flies right by you.
Yeah.
When you're doing something you don't like, time takes longer. So to us, we perceive time is speeding up, but it's not the time, it's the earth that we are made of gaining energy.
Yeah.
If you get, I don't know if this is making any sense, but like
oh, it totally does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it?
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the whole parallel, I'm totally sold on that. I've been watching those Mandela effect videos since I figured out shit was really going on. I'm not arguing no more. Like your mind ain't got nothing. I'm right here where I can say my mind can't do shit with parallel dimension. Your mind can't do shit. It's like it's an energy you gotta tap into. You know what I'm saying? To understand maybe how to jump from dimension to dimension if you understand how to manipulate it. But it's I feel like the Mandela effect came about as mentally we started saying this is the end, this is the end, and with our minds we opened a gateway, but it wasn't the official gateway, because the official gateway, like I said, happened when they said we gotta, you know, wear that,
do that thing,
device on our face. Yeah,
right.
So that's all I want to say. Like
Okay.
that's my 2 cents.
Okay. Astronaut Warrior.
Yeah, I love that. Like talking about energy, which is what emotions are, right? Energy and motion, right? And then I like I've been researching like quantum superposition. Okay, which is basically a system can exist in multiple states, right? But once it's measured, it collapses into one state, right? And I kind of think about like the affirmations that we do, you know what I mean? Where it's like, you gotta really believe that to fully step into it, right? But when you're doing it, you're kind of into states of, okay, like there's still some self-doubt at first, okay, whether or not I fully feel this, like, whew, you're going through it. I am happy today. You know, like, and eventually, obviously we make all the internal changes and everything. Our perception starts to change about what happiness is for us, yada, yada. But there's this moment where you're basically in two states at once, you know, or even when we talk about past lives, if we can think about a past life, you're in two states at once.
Absolutely. I think that's what Goddess Ra was talking about when she was talking about how we end up in different realities, different dimensions. Is it a way for us, you know how you get those Akashic record readings and then you start hearing about shit that happened in your past life, right? And you start noticing how like a lot of those energetic theme patterns are showing up currently and everything. Is there a way for us to almost like either tap into the similar dimension or I'm trying to figure out how I'm trying to pose this question. If there's a way for us to be able to tap into another dimension so that we can get rid of the karma that we keep repeating over and over again.
Yes. I do it all the time.
Okay.
So I don't know how I do it.
Okay.
But like I really just set that as an intention that I was going to go and heal certain parts of my past lives so I can move forward. And so I can talk about this with you all, and you won't think I'm crazy.
Right.
But I knew since I was a little girl that I was some type of royalty. And I knew that I was taken from my mother and my father. I knew since I was a little girl that I had something to do with the ocean as well. Those were two different, and I only had confirmation from Ms. Blue talking to me, and I was like, oh my God, okay, so that's something that I just didn't make up as a little girl thinking, you know, my imagination. What she also told me was, you were also royalty in that past life. So I'm like, well, hell, you know, like, why do I keep falling out from my off my throne? Why does that keep happening? And it's happening and so this life right here, I'm determined to keep my throne. I'm determined. But I feel like I go back, like in my dreams. I literally go back in my dreams because that's when I can handle it. You know, I don't want to see, you know, I have to just, you know how I am. I don't want, sometimes when I see stuff and I'm just sitting like in this present moment, I'm just like, I can't really take it in. But in my dreams, I can handle all of it and I can do all of my work. And so I've gone back in my dreams and I've gone back to my past lives and I've gone back to healing myself and realized, okay, this is why you're afraid of the water. This is what happened to you. Okay, this is what happened in that moment. How are you going to not repeat those things? Wow. And those same people that you've interacted with, that same energy follows you. So you have to figure out who is playing what role in this lifetime. How does it relate to this lifetime, and how can you use what you've learned and what you've healed from to not repeat those things you don't want to repeat? Right.
Absolutely.
And you're still royalty though. You're a whole priestess. I mean,
I know that's why it just hit me. But like, you know, I run a lot of stuff. So you know, I'm not getting off my throne here.
That whole siren energy, that voice of yours is magical.
Oh, I was like, I can see it. Yeah.
Magical. Absolutely. Hey, let me ask y'all something. What's going on? Brittany Vibez in the house. What's happening? What's going on? What's going on, love? How are you? We talking about these parallel realities. I don't know. You got any thoughts right now?
Oh yeah, those parallel realities. I just find myself walking into a lot of old timelines that I've, probably experienced in the past life. And I just, take time to take a mental note. Like you said earlier, how do you stop repeating those same lessons over through past lives? So what I do, I just take a mental note of, okay, this kind of energy keep repeating. And then like to tap into the Akashic records, I've seen that same kind of energy. So I was like, okay, I need to move different in this present moment, so I can, change that. But yeah, I've been phenomenal. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, oh my goodness, thank you. Oh man, this is what I'm talking about, is being able to connect with some soul family and really get our build on so we can really show our ass and ascend out here in these streets. So yeah, I'm definitely all with that. Let me ask y'all, what do y'all think about this business with CERN over there opening up portals? Have y'all heard about that shit?
Tell us about that. I haven't heard about that one.
Oh shit. Okay. So apparently over in Switzerland, there's this company called CERN, and they have created this device called a particle accelerator. And I'm not 100% sure what the intention of having that is for. I need to I remember listening to this guy on Coast to Coast, like he was like matter of fact that they were looking for the God particle. So I guess what they're trying to do is figure out like how life started so that they can create life. You know what I'm saying?
They need to stop.
Right. This is that whole artificial intelligence thing starting to come together with that. I'm wondering what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But no, anyway,
there was a series. The man was blue. The man was blue. And he came from, not Earth. and he came down here. You guys, you know what it is. They were like in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Like they had squid falling out the sky. I don't know if you guys heard about that worms that fell out the sky. It was a series. What is it called? And the guy is blue. He's blue, but he can look human.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I think I seen a preview.
And they were opening up portals and going to different places. And that's how, like, they were controlling what was happening down here on Earth through the portals.
Right.
What is it called?
Remember? Oh, fuck.
Now I'm gonna have to go inside and ask my husband because I know he knows exactly the name of it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I'm gonna have to go.
You need to check that shit out. For real, for real.
They had a series on 2 years ago, and Regina King was the woman in the series. I'm trying to get to it.
I think it's called The Watchmen.
Watchmen.
Yeah, that's my shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's what that sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Yes, I was on that. Like that's when I was like, okay, I'm about to do that too. Like,
that is.
Hello.
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to say that's an absolute distraction. CERN, like they're trying to do something that is impossible, like fish trying to see water. So it's like they're distracting the genius minds to look outside themselves at a machine for things that we may or can do, just manipulating our own energy. So every let's say young melanated brother who has an interest in quantum physics is now looking at, oh, I want to work at CERN instead of looking inside. So there's just a big ass distraction to keep sucking up our energy the same way they keep killing us in the fucking, excuse my language, in the street. In the street, it's just a ritual. It's a distraction. How do you find the God? Like, make that make sense. You're gonna find the God particle using a machine, like that it's a distraction. Right. And I hate that I even thought that was a thing for a second, because I was kind of like, oh, they're gonna open something up. If you open something up, you right there. You're gonna get it first. Open that shit up. And there's gonna be a bunch of motherfuckers like me coming out that motherfucker. You don't wanna open up no portal.
Let you know, hey, you heard. That's what I'm about to say. See, they may just fuck around and find out, you know. Did you see? And then it's, well, you know, this whole CERN thing. See, I was just flipping through the cosmic streets and everything, and apparently this boy who's supposed to be like functioning at a genius level, right? And he done figured out all types of scientific shits. You know what I'm saying? And he was talking about CERN and the damage that they were potentially doing, and he believes that this phenomenon that we're seeing with time speeding up, this ripple effect, is a direct result of the shit that CERN is doing, that they've done something to pull us out of the dimension. This is why we see in this Mandela effect and all of this other shit. Now, this is what this kid is saying. And so a lot of people is putting a lot of weight in this child's theory, you know. Now, listen, I'm not one to snub my nose, because these kids is coming into this world so fucking gangster, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And smarter than the average bear. You know that, you know, I want to take some more time to look into that. But something is telling me maybe this kid might be on to something. I don't know, but I'm gonna take a look and see. But I'm wondering if they may have unintentionally, because like it was this guy, I listen to Coast to Coast. My husband's a big Coast to Coast. We used to listen to that shit on the radio back in the day, you know. And on Coast to Coast, there was a gentleman who used to work for the government who was on there, and he was like, really matter of fact, what they're doing. They, you know what I'm saying, trying to duplicate a soul. It sounded like, you know, what he was saying, or making it sound like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm, you know, like, oh, whoa, what did he say? Wait, what? You know what I'm saying? However, you know, if they're creating this particle accelerator that opens up supposedly portals, and they've done something to mess with to create a butterfly effect, it could be a possibility and a distraction, like Brother Dante said as well, because we got so many other distractions. Like right now, even if that did happen, what in the hell we finna do with that? You know?
But you know, portals are always opening and closing. So what are they looking for? They can pick up a mirror and open up a portal.
True.
Like we know that from all the Disney movies when they're saying mirror, mirror on the wall. All those portals open and close. And I'm gonna tell you that I did some work closing up some crazy portals that were in my workplace, that them crazy wannabe people opened up. And I'm like, you know what? And I put the things right up under the desk to see how long it's gonna sit there before they realized it was there. I was just like, don't play with me. But you know, what are they looking for?
Right.
Absolutely. Plus, once again, like, what's the power of perception? Enough people believing that particles could be accelerated by a machine, believing a mass scale has already done it. You know, it's like, there we go. That's the effect. But if it's just speeding things up, plus anything that could come, like if you, let's say you do make a portal, which we make portals all day, right? But you do make a mass portal. Who says what could come out would even be something that like our laws could sustain? You know what I mean? Like you could open up a portal and it's just a whole nother dimension running within ours and nobody's really aware of it unless they are, you know? Right. And so it's like anything that they could possibly do is not like, it's not in co-creation with like, you know, the powers that be. And we know we have stuff watching that, you know, it's pretty much like what they doing. All right, they went too far. Like we've got stuff because they don't want their systems messed up. All right, they don't want their universes messed up. That's really what it is. But so I think that anything that they create is going to be unintentionally in accord with what we're doing. You know, absolutely. Divine order is always king at the end of the day. Yeah, absolutely. Peace, Sister Shelia in the house. In the house. Uh-oh, Shelia. So yeah, we in here, we building on this whole parallel reality situation. If you got some thoughts, definitely jump in on that and everything. But you know, I'm a big conspiracy theory person. I will entertain a conspiracy. I don't care how deep it goes. I will entertain that shit because I ain't surprised by a damn thing I hear. And when I started learning about all of the things that have been done to stop greatness in people, it really didn't surprise me or shock me at all to learn that, you know, a lot of the technology that we have is definitely available to us to kind of keep us in a state to where we're not really tapping into our fullest potential and everything. And I think we went downhill when the microwave came out. And then we just slid on down ever since then, without a doubt. Let me tell y'all something that I thought was so gangster. I heard the other night. I was in the Priestess Palace on Clubhouse. And shout out to Priestess Keisha. She was on there. She was talking about the Kabbalah. And I'm going to tell y'all, that's something I need to put that on my to-do list. You know what I'm saying? So I was just able to sit there and just get in on that knowledge. And she had this deck, you know what I'm saying? That was, you know what I'm saying? Definitely special. And she was able to, you know, break down a lot of that shit that had to do with the Kabbalah. I have very, very surface knowledge of the Kabbalah and maybe basic understanding if I didn't get that all fucked up. So whatever. But I'm definitely putting that on my to-do list. But also Priestess Erica was there. Shout out to her. I love her so much. Me and her get on the phone and we talk for so many hours. It's insane. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? She was talking about the different realms. Now, if you know this priestess, she is really big on working with like parallel realms and all of this other stuff. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to get in on this discussion, but she deals a lot with them fairy realms and shit like that. And she know all of that mythology, all about them goddesses, all about them fucking different realities and everything. And she said one thing that was key that we need to recognize when we out here and we doing this spiritual work, or when we out here and we dealing with a lot of these different realms, there's rules to each realm.
And we need to make sure that we are aware of that shit and respecting it, because especially like dealing with the fairy kingdom and whatnot, like you mess around and find yourself in a contract and being completely unaware what one thing meant because the communication was twisted. And when she was talking about that, and she and I was, talking about that for quite some time, it just like hit me like, that was something that was profound, because this is what the energy is showing up as today. As we don't recognize the rules to different people's realms. And so we show up on different situations and in different places and different spaces and everything. And we don't know the rules to their realm, and we try to engage and participate in all of that shit. Yes, the 3 initiates. Is that? Yeah. And we don't know the rules to the realm. It is, oh, word. Okay. When we don't know the rules to the realm, we find ourselves in a space we don't want to be at. That's what we end up doing. And you even think about that, like even when we talk about like in the fairy realm, she was talking about like how you could pick up an acorn and end up bringing yourself into some agreement. You have no idea what you've connected with. And so when you're working with specific energies and shit like that, it's important we learn the rules to the realm. Just like if you go into people's neighborhoods in certain territories. I remember back in the 90s when everybody wanted to be a gangster. And then everybody, you had to wear certain colors in order to be in a particular area and all of this other stuff. And there was a different vibration and a different energy and everything to it and everything. And they had certain rules to their particular realm and everything, And so when we, out here in these cosmic streets and everything, especially with tomorrow setting off our Mercury retrograde, we really got to make sure that we shifting into the mentality of really paying attention to the details, because that's where the devil is. And knowing the rules of the realm or wherever we at. And I thought that was just so gangster when she was talking about that, but that's what I just, but I can take a little piece of something and run with it like, no, that's what I do, But does anybody have any other thoughts on these parallel realities?
For sure. I got one more thing to say.
Yes, please.
So yeah, I was listening to about the acorn, and you may have signed some agreement without, being fully aware that you did that. And I feel as you get into subtler and subtler energy, the only things that you would not desire are heavy things that tie you down. So visiting any of these realms, if you come in a frequency of love, nothing negative, you sign this, you wouldn't do it. So if you're fully present, you can't sign an agreement that you don't understand about. It's all about exploring. Like little kids go into the dirt, take out worms, break snails, they do all kind of shit. They happy and they playing. They're not signing no agreement. And they're the best, the best we got is that pure energy. So what I was saying, just walking down the street, you stepped on some ants. I mean, is the ant gonna get you, or did you make some agreement without knowing? So being fully present, stand in a frequency of love, supersedes any low vibration. You can't do it because your higher self won't let you do it. Only your ego can point you in a direction of doing something that you regret or something that is fear-based. As long as you're aiming, for the moon, you're gonna hit the stars. You ain't gotta worry about shit going on planet Earth or what's happening on Earth if you aiming for the moon. If you just earthbound and you got, some things that you ain't dealt with, then you may go into the fairyland bringing that bullshit, the low vibrations that you haven't cleared yet. So you may be signing a contract you didn't know about because you're still negative. There's still some clearing you have to do, even though your intention is good. First, you gotta, take everything out the house and then move your new furniture in. You don't want to just move in someone's house this furniture, like having a clean slate is like what I'm trying to say. I don't know how I'm trying to put stuff in words, but I hope that makes sense. Or
Absolutely.
too long-winded or whatnot. But I don't like the fear stuff. I don't do fear. Like I fear itself. So anybody anything about worrying is not for me. I mean, not like that, but it's not what I'm into. Like when Ms. Blue saying,
no, bro, ain't nobody trying to be on no fear shit. We trying to be on some aware shit. You know,
yeah.
right?
So
ain't
we
nobody with that.
Yeah, so we stay in the
scared.
frequency of love. So we stay in the frequency of love. So we don't care about who signed what kind. If an asshole goes to a church, he's an asshole inside and outside the church. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
He may confuse his experience at church with something that he hasn't let go. Oh, I think Jesus looked at me. He's mean mugging. Jesus is on that cross mean mugging me when they went into the church. That's because you have this type of energy and your perception has been thrown off because you got married to some bullshit and you haven't undone it.
Absolutely. So, absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. That is so spot on and on time right there. Because one of the things that I always say is that when we at a high enough vibrations, demons can't even fucking see you when you vibrating at a high enough rate. So we got to really make sure, especially now where everybody's vibration is so low right now, to make sure we're staying so we're not so affected by it. And when I say demons can't see you, when you vibrate in that high, then that energy of depression, of anger, and all of that low vibration, shame and guilt and all of that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't reach you. It doesn't have that type of effect on you and everything. So your vibration is absolutely essential. And messing with them fairy realms, you will fuck around and find out and get your vibration matched out here in these streets, right? Because the fairies are only going to give you your vibration. They're only going to match your vibration. So if you're scared of a demon and you think that's what you seen out there when you was in, you saw something going on that scared the hell out of you, that's because that's where you was vibrating that more than likely, or you allowed your mind to take you into the realm of fear, because it doesn't necessarily mean, because fear is a low vibration too. So if you doing some shit and you scared and you imagining the Hollywood chick with her head spin around and she walking like a spider and shit, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they gonna give you some of that. You gets that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where your vibration is at in these realms. And that's why all of these kids that be showing up on these shows talking about my house is haunted and the devil showed up, because you was fucking around messing with this damn science in a low vibration. Because most of the time it gets to teenagers when they in that raging hormone and their vibration gets to be really low and they in the business of being mischief makers and shit like that, right? And whatnot. And when they get into that vibration and everything, it opens up the door. Low vibrations can open up portals to negativity as well. You know, there was a brother that was on social media and he talks about like the different realms. He talks about the hell realms and everything, and the vibrations that we hold while we alive and we waking and we sit around and we cling in devices and shit like that. We carry that vibration into the afterworld, into the astral world, and into afterlife and everything. And if we are holding and fixed on that vibrational energy, if that became our energy signature pattern, then we done stepped into a realm that's matching that particular vibration. I don't know if we really are prepared to dive deep on no shit like that. We're gonna have to do that some other time, because I'm gonna wrap it up. Does anybody want to bring a closing thought into the session? I looked up at the time like, uh-oh.
You just said my name.
Sheila in the house.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say something for 2 seconds because I don't feel warranted because I did come in the end part, but I heard you guys talking about different, contracts with different realms and different things like that. And there's this whole reset thing going on right now. You could even look at it in our world that we live in now. The currency is getting ready to change. Everything is going to be cryptocurrency. So the word currency is energy. That shit is changing. All contracts are changing. If you are a proclamator like me, when I pick shit up, I renegotiate contracts. I'm creating contracts. Even in my real life as a paralegal, I was a contract paralegal. I created contracts. And so it's nothing but conversation, right? It's your direct conversation, your words, the power in your words. And if you have your wholeness and you stand on your words, that shit is legitimate. So you can program a tree, you can program your land, like you can program everything, program the portals. Everything is up for negotiation right now. Every fucking thing is up for negotiation. So all of the stuff, like even Miss Blue say, we ain't bound by any contracts anymore. It's time to create new ones. It's time to create new everything, right? And so if some shit just don't sit well with you, man, create another thought about what that shit means for you based off of where you are and your understanding. You know what I'm saying? And then that's where you can go ahead and like get yourself a foundation and mitigate everything from that understanding with that particular realm, situation, contract, energy. However, because see, my demons are my motherfucking friends. I call them hoes when I need them, and I need them a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, I even got names for them, and they waiting for me to tell them what to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one of them weird ones and shit that, you just make contracts with them. I'm gonna end it with this. I was watching a movie. I love watching those old Roman movies. I think this one was called Ben-Hur. And the Romans was talking shit about, why you work with this person, they did this and they tried to tear us down and they tried to do this. That senator looked over at him and was like, motherfucker, when you want a criminal, you do business with one. That sat with me because everything has a place and a purpose. Do you know how to have business with a motherfucking criminal? Do you know how to conduct business with a demon? Don't tell me what you can conduct with some fairies and what the fuck can you do with the demons and the criminals? That's what makes you. So that stuck with me from that movie, and I learned that at 16, and I've been a negotiator ever since.
Gotta watch Ben-Hur. I gotta watch that. We used to laugh at that as little kids because my grandparents used to watch it. So I now
listen, them movies be dropping them gems. I'm telling them old ones.
I wrote it down like I'm gonna watch Ben-Hur. I'm gonna find that shit
because we out here doing business with criminals, so you must know how to do business with criminals in this universe. So
absolutely,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because they exist, and it's so many different. How do you perceive a criminal? What they break. What do you perceive a criminal as? Because a lot of people don't look at the politicians as criminals, but I do. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
They in church in different churches all over the country, they agree with these people. They reverence them as gods. And so it again, you got to really, really navigate your perspective and really, have a perception of things according to how you are. That's how you value yourself, your whole self. And then you take those perceptions and perspectives that you see and you negotiate those things to work for you, all in good faith, right? Like I don't call the demons out just to go fuck some shit up because I ain't got anything else better to do. No, there's some real shit that need to get fucked up some places that I put a lot of time and energy in. And when you willing to put yourself on the line to adjudicate the reason why you want to do this shit, if you brave enough and accountable enough for what you know and what you've studied, what you prayed for, what you manifested, what you meditated and what you've seen, how you raise your children, how you live your life, if you could stand 10 toes down on that shit and be like, send that motherfucker out there to do that shit, and I'm ready to absorb whatever come after result of that. You cold enough to do that shit, then do that shit.
Right, right.
That's all.
Shit. Hex, yeah, absolutely.
That was it right there.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
But she wrapped up everything we were talking about.
Absolutely.
Pretty much.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic. You know, because when you in the realm of a criminal nigga, you know what I'm saying? I was, you know what, and that's so funny she was talking about that, because I was watching this show with my husband, and he was talking like he couldn't make sense of why they would operate that way. And I said, because you didn't go into the realm of the criminal mind. You know what I'm saying? See, these people right here, see, when you stepping into these demonic realms, when you stepping into these lower realms, you got to realize, see, they don't give a fuck about you. You know what I'm saying? They ain't coming in here so they can look the way, so they can see how they can look out for somebody. They about number one. It's about them. They are completely disconnected to the outcome on your behalf. It is all about them. That's
what you can offer them.
Absolutely.
What I can offer them is something to fuck up. Permissions, because see, they need certain permissions to do certain things. They need permissions to touch certain people and certain situations. Are you qualified to give permissions to a motherfucking demon to go do some shit?
I would add that sometimes
some people ain't even qualified to fuck with a demon.
Sometimes they can be alchemized back to the original state.
I'm gonna be honest, I throw them in different realms. I will cut them up. I will do I'm serious. I was in a realm, I think I was in one like last night or not the night before last.
Okay.
And it was testing me. And you know, I could feel the heavy, just weight down feeling. And I feel like my test was, are you going to fight through this, or are you going to be scared? And I was just like, hell no. No, I'm not going to be scared. So I walked through, and I walked through all of the heaviness and everything. And then it became like a challenge. How much speed could I pick up to get through there? And, you know, so I know that we are going into something new. I feel it. Like it's just there. Was it the remix before last where Miss Blue said, like, she feels like she's going to be called to do something totally different? That's what I've been saying. So my signs have been butterflies and being in a cocoon. So that's how I feel right now, that I'm in a cocoon and like fighting, but at the same time, getting prepared, getting all my tools together so that when I come out, I'm ready.
I know that's right. Kayla, please help me. When you said that you could alchemize it, what help me with that.
Well, in the realms, which there's been times where there's been a demon, and I'm kind of done with the fear of it, because like I've been seeing that since like 11, and so it's like now I'm just like, okay, you know.
Word.
But you learn different ways to navigate it.
Okay.
One time when there was this demon, and I asked, how did you get this way? And it broke down. It started crying. It, you know, and I'm not saying have compassion for every demon. There's obviously ranks, but sometimes you can alchemize it back to a state where it's no longer a demon, because it's all just energy, you know? Like it's if it's connected to a soul, this is not a definite point, you know, just like how we've had past lives and we weren't always good. Why do we, you know what I mean? Like you know, you can transmute, and sometimes going into it like that helps, because although we say that, like, you know, we like to say that, okay, like if you're on a certain frequency, certain things won't reach you. Yes and no, though, because if you're a blinding light in a realm, and like for me, I protect a lot of people I know in the realms, you know, and I'm willing to do that side of, you know, of the work. And that's, you know, you see a lot of weird stuff, but sometimes it's like you also have the ability to walk in these shadows, because you can change it from being a shadow.
Absolutely.
You know, but only if you understand what it's like to be a shadow, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And because not everything on the higher scale, the higher frequency of it, like the angel's not about to walk in the underworlds. No, they're not. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like you could alchemize back to that state though. That's what it is. I feel like just the alchemy of it, you know, which is why we need negative and positive, because yeah, I'm doing negative things in the realm to protect my friends and my soul family. Yes, I am. Okay. I like if there's something trying to, you know, defeat my people. I know a lot of like some readers I watch that give me reading, some just soul fam. They're like, oh, I've seen you there. You've been protecting me. I'm like, yeah, I have, because that's an intention when I travel, you know, because I know how to and know how to like protect myself spiritually when you're there. But yeah, and it's best not to obviously be in a state of fear, because that's something to feed off of. That's why they love children so much, you know. But also when you have this understanding of self, like there's been certain things where I'm like, oh, okay, you look like this, I could look like this too, just transmute into whatever it is. We are not permanent things, you know, like you're not scary because I am you too. Yeah, I could go there. I just choose not to be there. I choose not to be in a permanent state of that. You know what I mean? But once we take off the label, it's like, oh, okay, something became very negative. We all have that, you know, capacity. Right. And certain things can be turned back into a normal state or back into whatever they were. You know what I mean? It's interesting because there was this book about demons, you know, I forget the name, but and one of them, I think I had a deck too, because I was like, what's in this, you know? And one of the demons was like grieving mother, you know, and then she just turned to this like negative state and was polarized there. You know, a lot of things in the shadow realms too, especially if we're talking like 4D, you know, where it's just earthbound, like we're just everyday people who are now polarized to this state of grief and all these, like a lot of this can be fixed. And I do try to do that on my streets too, because I see them, like I work 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. and I would see the shadows just running. And I was like I got to do something, you know, because first off, I'm walking out here and it's too much. But you can, you know, do a lot for your communities and blocks by like, helping really just your frequencies. You sing outside, okay, and uplift the vibration, and these things can ascend higher depending on what it is. Now, obviously, if we have some like high level demons that people have put all their soul into creating in mass groups, just like all the deities, where you got billions of people worshiping it and strong. Okay, maybe we can leave that alone. All right, but there are certain things that can be alchemized.
Gangster. That is so fucking gangster. I have done nothing for my community. I have done nothing to help my neighborhood.
I'm pretty sure you have.
Existing their help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm okay with that. But you know, I'm like, wow, I'm gonna do better. That is gangster. I didn't even know that was a possibility.
Me neither, because I kill them. I chop them up, kill them, destroy them. I don't have time to ask a question. Why are you around me? Goodbye.
Thank you. I didn't even think that. Like that is so gangster.
Listen, if you really want to do this, Priestess, I'm gonna give you one thing to do. Walk down your block and count how many steps it takes you to go from one corner to the next, and then there you ask the universe whatever is not in accordance to your steps in that neighborhood to let it be revealed to you. Do that shit. And then you're going to be able to see things, and then you're going to learn how to speak to it accordingly. It's going to come to you. Shit is going to have to match your steps, and if it don't, it's going to have to show itself. That's contractual, but you have to put the footwork down. You have to put that, you know, walk that path. So from one corner to the next corner, you walk, you count them steps too. That number going to mean something to you when after you finish them steps, you know, and do that. Because I listen, it's so much. I'm telling you, man.
There's levels to this shit, y'all.
Man.
We are the level.
There's levels to this shit. But listen, I'm gonna call it today right here. Because you know what I'm saying? Clearly, we mess around and go through a rabbit hole. But I'm gonna tell you something while we was talking.
You keep on, you keep going.
I got this eclipse card. I said, because we got this eclipse, I just had to pull from my moonology deck and see.
It's my mama's birthday today too.
Oh, happy birthday, Mom! Oh, I wish I had.
She covered everything. Yeah.
I need a dramatic little bling noise like Miss Blue got. You know what I'm saying? To give all of the shots. You know what I'm saying? For
Who
real.
said that? Whose birthday was it?
For real.
Who said that?
It's my mom's birthday.
It's her mom's birthday, so we gonna give her ashe and lots of love
on
and
the
light.
other side. She on the other side.
Happy
Oh, I
heaven.
say to her.
Ashe to her. Ashe to moms. You know, and that's a fellow Aries, brother Dante. You know, he is a day ahead of my mom's birthday. So, you know, we all in that Aries vibe right here. Right here.
Now, how about that? And
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and my mom is born on the 1st of this month, so she's an Aries too.
You know what?
So
My
all of our
grandma was
mamas.
April 1st. My grandmother's birthday was April 1st.
Nice.
Yeah, but I'll shade my grandma too. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just got a flash of my grandma. She want us to Ashe her too. So Ashe, grandma, we ain't forgot about you. She used to tell me like, you know, I'm old now, die soon. You better come and visit me. I'm like, nah. Well, she was right. So anyway, Ashe the grandma.
I stay there.
I got the Leo, the new moon in Leo. The message that Spirit wants you to know, all in alignment with the astrology. Confidence is the key to your success. You better get out here and throw that bullshit ass imposter syndrome away. The queen that I was listening to on YouTube gave it so beautifully. Mercury retrograde is an illusion. And that's a time when that player hater is going to come through and give you some whole illusion, because you know Mercury, it look like it's going backwards. It ain't. And so you get a lot of mind games, a lot of trickery, a lot of fuckery. You know what I'm saying? Mercury could be that trickery, that trickster energy too. You know what I'm saying? So you know you want to really make sure that we connected to our star player out here in these streets. That's what will help us best navigate all of that so-called trickster energy. We got to know who we are. It's about time we step into our power. I'm so glad this was a hybrid eclipse so that we can use that Aries energy to propel us into this grounded Taurus. We're about to make some shit happen, y'all. Thank you guys so much.
What's a good ritual? What's a good ritual to do right now?
A good ritual to do right now. Somebody give us a ritual. Brother Dante, what's a good ritual for the time?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
What's a good? I was asking Miss Blue that, but a good ritual just offhand. What I did do though is I did take just a bath, not a simple bath, but the stuff I make tea with. You know, whatever tea you make. Like I got like ginger root and dandelion root and whatever. I put like 10 different types of tea in one serving, if you will. And when I'm done extracting what I'm gonna drink, I boil it one more time and put that in the bath. So the leftover tea, you know, the last batch, if you will, after you brew it twice, the third time or fourth time, pour that in the bath. And then I got some activated charcoal, which is extra black, which is about, you know, that blackout eclipse type energy to help activate or, I guess, activate and push this energy forward, along with some sea salt or Epsom salt. And that's what I did in a candle. Word. Actually 4 of them I had, but you know, it's just simple shit that I just thought of doing, because you know that charcoal is directly connected to melanin, period, that activated charcoal. So that's getting inside you and that's helping activate you as well as remove impurities. Yeah. So I look at it, I visualize it as since it's very black, it can absorb any bullshit going on inside of me, and that can go down the drain, you know, down the bathtub drain. And freaking, that's what I did.
That is so good. Yeah. Love that. Shit. And let me tell y'all something. I got that Kalia, that dream herb. Yeah. And my dreams have been so off the hook. But Spirit got a funny little twist to it, right? So I'm having these dreams, they so vivid. I'm like, yeah, songs is coming through, all of this shit. I wake up like, where's my book? I'm writing that shit down. I put it in the book in my hand, totally forgot the dream. But I felt really good though. So that's all I had. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, and that's it. So, but them dream herbs is gangster. I'm talking about vivid dreams. But I'm guessing that spirit just don't want me remembering these dreams just right.
Not yet. You're not done.
Clearly, I'm still being downloaded. So, you know.
Plus, Shakesa, when you wake up to you know, write your, first of all, you know, you could just, obviously you could just leave it right by the bed, your little dream journal or whatever. But when you wake up, when you first wake up, try not to think about nothing. So if the journal's already there, you ain't got to think about nothing that you're going to do during the day, and try to keep your mind like you sleep. So when you wake up, don't wake up and be alert. Oh God, I got to go do this. Just wake up and just lay there and slowly do whatever you do. And it helps you stay in that zone for longer, to tell yourself, I'm still asleep. I ain't up yet. Like, kind of have that image in your head, or that energy that I'm still asleep. And it should help you, you know, a little bit more.
Word. Thank you.
I don't know if that made any sense.
It made perfect sense. Absolutely. All right, y'all. You know, thank you guys so much for coming through, supporting the Cypher, and just really, you know, bringing y'all's energy, y'all's fire, and all of the wisdom and shit. I just love this whole building thing we got going on right here. And I just sincerely appreciate you guys coming in here and just lending your energy. I just appreciate and love you guys so much. If you guys, do you have anything that you want to say before I close it and call it the day? No? Okay, then. Well, thank you guys again so much for coming to the Cypher and getting our build on. Does anybody have anything that they want to talk about next week that might be on their mind? Because Spirit, I'm here to tell y'all that this is definitely a spirit move type of situation we got going on right here. You know, seriously, it is. Every time we get these ciphers together, it is so in alignment with where the energy's at, and a lot of the potential obstacles and challenges that may lie ahead of us and everything. And it ain't just me that's getting guidance and direction on what needs to be discussed and talked about. Like Spirit is putting it, this is why it's a cipher, because Spirit's putting this shit in all of our hearts, in all of our minds, to come in here and bring that to the forefront for all of us to get together and really expand on. This is definitely that Jupiter and Aries, baby. Yeah, we in the house. All right, y'all. Well, peace and light, peace and love.
Peace, everybody.
Peace.